Really, is that necessary? Can I smack him? Riley, can I smack him?
I'm happy to see you, Mika. Everybody, welcome to the show that everybody's talking about. It is the Biz with Mike and Mika or Tamika, depending on
how I feel.
The ocean and the waves and the astrology and all that.
You do know that there's two of me. I am a Gemini, and actually there's three. There's Tamika, Mika, and then the combination of two, the both.
So Eugene has his whiskey. He's a fan of Mike and Mika. What's up,
Eugene? How are you?
You should have came to a Comic-Con with us, bro. We would have had a good time. Starting to get a little cold out there.
Just a tad.
When it's cold outside.
Don't be singing.
I know.
First of all, my ears, and second of all, you know why you can't be singing.
Because we got censored last time. On Facebook. And that was like an old Bruin song. But I'm a singing fool, and I can't. And people are lucky because I got the rock star thing down pat.
Please
I just
don't.
can't think. But listen,
my poor ears.
It's getting cold. Winter is coming. Okay, I see you're adjusted. I see.
I have my
first official winter coat.
I have my pea coat.
The first official winter coat of the season is here.
Yeah, and you know I got multiple coats, so
yeah, I'm sure
I might rock the fur next week, depending on how cold. Well, next week is Thanksgiving Eve. A lot of shit popping off.
Is it real fur?
I have a real fur, and then I have a fake fur.
Okay.
I have a white rabbit fur.
Really? Where'd you get that?
That's real. I actually inherited it.
Nice.
It got passed down, but it's still relevant. It's fabulous. It sheds like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But
want to hear a story about it? Want to hear a story about a real fur coat? My mother had a beautiful fur coat.
Was it floor length?
And, it was.
I wanted a floor length, but
and it was very dignified. And my father got it for her. And then my parents are getting divorced. My father's acting up with my mother. Cheating on my mother. You know what my mother did to it? She was driving by, what is that famous place in the Church Street Inn in Boston? Can you look that up, Riley? I believe it's the Church Street Inn. I believe it's like a famous homeless. And
is it near the mile there?
Yeah.
Because there's a homeless shelter right off of Mass Ave, right when you start.
It's the something Church Inn in Boston.
There's a Church Street Inn in Boston.
That's it, right there.
That's the one.
This one right here?
She got out of the car. She walked in. She saw one of the workers outside. She says, "Here, I got no use for this," and gave it away. Thing had to been worth $20,000 at least. I mean, this thing was bad. And my mother also told me that during the beginning of the PETA movement, when she would be on Newbury Street in Boston or walking for lunch and stuff like that, that these crazy student radicals would come up to her and give a shit about her first coat. And she said, "Listen, I had my first child at 17 years old. I busted my ass. I'll wear what the bleep I want to wear." And my mother was a woman of much dignity and didn't really like to swear.
Unlike me, I'd tell them where to go and shove it.
Really?
I really would. I'm like, first of all, mind your business. Second of all.
But what about all those little beavers that get scalped for that coat?
It wasn't a beaver, it was a rabbit. I do feel bad, but it's actually one of the most comfortable coats I've had.
Oh, yeah.
The softest. It sheds like crazy, like I said. But then I have fake ones, and I love my fake ones too. It's just that soft, but
Now, is it still not cool?
I mean, you really can't tell anymore who's wearing real or fake.
Really?
You really.
But those PETA people are nasty. They throw blood on you and stuff like that.
They're crazy.
Yeah. They're fighting it. They're zealots.
Although, where'd they get the blood from? You had to harm an animal for that blood?
Yeah, right.
Right, unless it's paint. But still, the whole thought process is you're throwing blood. You know what I mean?
Do you have a problem with people wearing fur, Riley?
No, nothing. I don't care.
We
eat food. Like if we're gonna eat the meat, might as well use the fur for something else as well. If that's the reason, you know what I mean? Like I love meat. So.
You got to think about it. Like fur was like the first covering that that man had. I mean,
because they'd freeze their ass off if they did it.
You know,
they weren't walking down Park Fifth Avenue with the fur looking all flying. No, unless you were like Thor or whatever it was. We saw a lot of fur. So a lot of fur at Comic-Con.
I bet you did.
Oh, crazy Comic Con.
I bet you guys did.
I'm going to tell you something. Without a doubt, to me, I'm talking about real talk. Without a doubt, for me, the crossplay was the best.
The cosplay, yeah.
Cosplay was the best part of Comic-Con.
Some people really go out, and like I was telling you, the costumes can cost you money. So these people are die hard fans. So like
on the last day rally, you were talking to some dude who had spikes coming out of like some rubbery shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Who was the character?
And you said this is the best costume I've seen.
Which one was
Remember
that?
You said did you make?
Oh, is it the Mandalorian one?
Yes.
Did he have like? He made it himself with foam, and it looked real, right?
Was he the Mandalorian and was a character in Mandalorian?
He was the Mandalorian, and he had Baby Yoda as well. Okay. And the whole thing, it was just foam, but it looked real. Like it looked like real armor.
It was rubbery foam.
Yeah, and it looked like it was hard armor.
Yeah, he took his time to.
And it was layered. You could see how it was layered on there.
He had He built a fan into the thing because I was like, oh, you must be hot. He's like, no, I got a fan in here. I was like, Jesus, like you build all that and put a fan in there.
Die-hard fans, like. I tell you, that's gonna be my son.
How does he put how in the hell does he put a fan?
First of all, you got to be into engineering to do all that, and design stuff like that. That's gonna be Kim. That's gonna be Cameron.
Well, he's gonna invent like
he's his Batman. He's gonna have a full-fledged Batman costume with all AC.
In any weather. All right.
He's gonna have a heater. He's gonna have it all. You know.
I thought. The cosplay. I was going to wrong this. It's cosplay, right?
COS. Yes.
All right, cosplay part was intriguing for sure.
And even if you didn't know what the reference was in each costume, it's always good to see the cosplay.
Without question. Mm-hmm. And one of the first interviews I had, and Riley will tell you this, and this is kind of like a crazy thing, and I want to throw this back at you. I interviewed Wonder Woman, who looked like Linda Carter, who looked like the original Wonder Woman, who had her hair done like a...
You sure it wasn't her?
No, it wasn't. She's very...
Because she's in the Wonder Woman, and she looks exactly the same. She's at the end of Wonder Woman movie, so she is the ultimate warrior. So her name is Astoria at the end of the... So they're tying her in.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there, but she's in there.
This one was a high school science teacher.
See?
From Somerset, Massachusetts. And I wonder, right? She was concerned about her students finding out. Right? Now, what happens? Like, does she lose an ability to teach? Is she less effective?
I don't think so.
Do they take her less seriously?
They might take her more seriously.
Do they think it's cool? I mean, what do they think about it? What would I think a high school class can be a very brutal, critical place.
But the climate...
So that's where you go with that, Riley?
I think that she would be okay. I think that they would respect her a whole lot more.
Really?
Because you don't think so? You think they'd clown her? I think...
Coming like I just finished high school last year, so like I know what it would be like, and I just feel like if they found out like she did that and found the videos that like we posted of her, not like we posted anything bad of her, it was just interviewing her and they saw what she looked like. They would probably post it on Snapchat, like, yo, look how hot she is, look at this, look at that.
Yeah.
And then they might take her less serious and
as more of a distraction.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of...
Or they could clown and say, can you believe this woman's teaching me AP chemistry?
But I wouldn't though, because like you have a life outside of your job.
Right, but
people
you know
don't
what?
Understand that.
Right, and what sucks about that all is doing that and talking about the teacher that way. She can't live her real life. Okay, yes, it's her profession, but she likes to do that on the side. Like,
and she carried herself very well, right, Riley?
Yes, definitely.
She spoke very well.
Exactly.
You could tell she wasn't white trash.
No.
You could tell that she was just cool. Like she was just about having fun. And she said that every year she adds to her costume. And the first year
that's what's up.
Do you remember the deal?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. I remember it was the first day we went there, and it was one of the second or third ones.
Yeah.
But I think it's fine. Like teachers are not supposed to be like 100% perfect the whole time. She did nothing wrong.
Nobody is, Riley.
Exactly.
Nobody is.
Right, and it's sad.
There was one person that was supposed to be perfect, and they nailed his ass to a cross.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Shame on anybody who crucifies her for living her life and having fun.
Exactly.
But let's go back to a suburban classroom with a lot of smart asses, a lot of people that are probably easily led. You know, you get the wrong guy that starts messing with her, and then it's a problem.
Yeah. Then I lose my job because I'm going to beat him up. You know. So like,
well, we're going to talk about teachers being able to defend themselves in a little bit, certainly. But I mean, I liked R2D2. I liked the cosplay. That was the highlight of my trip. Not necessarily the celebrities. Can we Google what does an average celebrity make at a off-Broadway Comic-Con? Right? Because I'm sure they make more money in New York. But I would love to find out what they're making.
So the basic guarantee rate for genre stars is in the 5,000 to 10,000 range per appearance.
Right.
So that's just like to pay them to get there. Like, hey, Mike, I want you to be at the convention. Sure. Here's X amount, like 6,000. And then you make the whatever off of your autographs and picture with everyone else.
All right, but so here's the deal, though, right? She flies in, and they never come alone. So let's say they come in with 2 people. So that's 2 G's, right? If you're Tara Reid getting ready to produce 6 movies in LA, which I do not believe for 1 minute.
Ooh.
Okay?
Shocknado number 77?
Yeah, right? No, that's what she said. That's what she said. 6 movies. Not 1. She's going to produce 6. So you're down 2 G's for the flight, airport, blah, blah, blah. Now you need a hotel for 3 days, right? So you're down another 1,500, right? You know, now you got expenses, you're bouncing around, blah, blah, blah. Now, I mean, what's your agent's cut of that? I mean, what does your agent get of that guarantee percent? And then what do you make off the, like, I could say that the wrestler that you interviewed would walk out of there with 20, 25,000 easy. But Tara Reid,
she's making probably close to maybe, I would say, because it's Tara Reid.
Nobody in line for her, Mika.
Because she's washed up.
Nobody in line for her.
Like, let's keep it 100. She's washed up, and she's a hot mess.
She is a hot mess.
So
I actually felt bad for her.
So she might have got 8,000. Like, might have.
Yeah, but she's gonna split it with the agent, and she's gonna pay expenses.
So maybe
you think she's clearing $8,000?
Yeah.
No way.
If they're paying her $8,000 just to go, then I think so, because she gets extras as well. My friend paid the $60 to get a picture and a signature with her, and that's just one of my friends. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, they could make a deal like, hey, Mike, so say you're my agent, be like, all right, Mike, you can get 50% of all of the extras that I make, and then 10% of the 8 Gs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sure.
So that's what the agent can do. So depending on who it is and depending on how much they make, I don't think Tara Reid made anywhere near as much as the guy that I wanted to see.
Right.
Yeah.
Or William Shatner.
Her boot space wasn't even built for that.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Or
I mean,
like,
she couldn't even have 10 people in line waiting for her.
Someone like William Shatner, he's going in easy 10.
No. He's leaving
more.
at 50, 60.
Right.
Yeah,
like, because he's, man, I still want to see him. You know,
and he's not, and listen to me, and he is not.
He's William Shatner.
He comes and goes when he wants to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, people were waiting for him from the beginning to the doors open until 4:00 until he showed up. I'm just thinking of Tara Reid, and we walked by her twice. Nobody was in front of her twice. You know, she had these silly dogs in her pocketbook and all over her. You know what I mean? Like, when did the tiny, skinny little dog become like an apparel piece?
When the rich girls use them
Paris
as,
Hilton.
yeah.
Paris Hilton sticking a dog in a
pocketbook. And now they make actual pocketbooks for dogs, like for specifically putting your dog.
Great.
But someone like Tara Reid, she's trying, that's maybe her last.
You got doggy daycares. You got doggy playgrounds in Swansea, where you bring your dog to a playground, like indoors, and it's like artificial stimulation fun. I mean, this is fucking crazy. This is crazy. We got 50,000 homeless
Maybe those
US
are her
veterans.
only friends.
I hear you.
Because I just feel like I wouldn't have gone to see her at Comic-Con. She's the last person I was thinking
dogs
of.
are in restaurants now. Dogs are in bars.
Oh, yeah, they just walk up in stores.
Dogs are eating filet mignon.
Better than me.
That's crazy. No shit.
Like, so I just think like Tara Reid is the last person I'm trying to go see at Comic-Con.
I hear you.
But and that's my honest
But
thing.
because of the Tom Brady connection, it was compelling enough to me. You know what I mean?
I mean, she did some cult classes, obviously, Sharknado. That's probably the only one people would recognize her for, and just being a
She was in
dum-dum.
American Pie. What is she too?
Yeah, but after that, she became a dum-dum. So
Yeah, no, she became a party girl. And like most party girls,
They're
the party don't last forever. And
and
She's
she's
a
like,
Big Lebowski.
and she
Big
looks
thing.
old. Like now, she looks old. She don't even look like all that. Right? She don't look like that anymore.
No.
I've seen the interview you do with her. She looks like she was falling apart, like saggy back,
her
bags under her eyes.
her lips are stuck like this. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And
Which, I'll tell you what. She was cool.
She probably was.
She was cool. No doubt about that.
She did. She
And-
was in a
and-
lot of movies.
And like, it's nothing like how much money did Rampage make?
That's
I
another
mean,
one. I don't know.
Rampage had nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody in line. You know what I mean? Nobody.
So
Like that wrestler that you talked to didn't have many people in line either. He was real cool.
Yeah, he was awesome. Eric Young.
Yeah.
was he like
No, another guy that didn't have any people, which I was very
Okay.
surprised with, Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah,
He's
nothing.
a legend.
Yeah, he did a nice. He did a nice promo for Podcast City too.
If you know wrestling, you know Jerry Lawler.
Exactly. Exactly.
He's won 168 titles. Ask Riley.
Yep, 168. And he's the voice of like the biggest time in wrestling, the Attitude Era. Like in the 90s, him and JR were like, every time you turn on Raw, you hear him talking. Like everybody knows his voice.
Sure.
Yeah, like
But not now. There were wrestlers I'd never heard of, like Riley's guy, that probably had 200 people in line.
Yeah. Nuts.
At once.
Now, where did he wrestle? Well,
He wrestles in AEW. But before he was in WWE, he just went to AEW.
he was
so-
one of those that
Yeah,
fought
he
at the
just
beginning
moved
of Raw and at the end of Raw. You know the
pretty much,
matches.
yeah. He's really popular. One of the most popular people there. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, he was good. So it was
Well,
interesting.
that's good. You got to see somebody that you actually know. Like my boy was there. He was fine.
Oh yeah, Lorenzo. I saw him. They were looking for him. Laz Lenzo. And I laughed thinking, man, they got Laz Lenzo. Please report to your desk. What was it? Not the desk. Your booth or whatever it was.
Oh, he plays in The Boys.
I heard it like 3 or 4 times.
And he also is in Avatar. He's also in Stomp the Yard. He plays in a lot of things, but he's just fine.
Me and Zach went up there and talked to him.
I would have just looked at him. I probably would have just stood there and just stared. Yes. Hello. Hi, Daddy. How you doing? Seriously.
I hear you. No, but yeah, he was there. It was a very diverse, very interesting experience.
Well,
And,
my son is very into Cobra Kai, so I heard that there was a lot of them there too.
but we didn't see a lot of Cobra Kai stuff. I
They were
saw
downstairs
some
in the
t-shirts.
rink, in the ice rink.
In the Civic
Yeah.
Center. Yeah, we didn't spend a lot of time down there. Well, we started our trip and ended it there.
Yeah.
But in between, we were out
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
he's really into that now.
We
so,
didn't see a lot of it. Like I told Riley the other day, and like, I hate to bust everybody's bubble, but it wasn't about Star Trek, okay? It wasn't about Star Wars, okay?
My
You
soul.
know, it was about it was about anime.
Yep.
Yes, it's all of them. All of them usually are. They really are. Like if you go on TikTok and you watch, it's a lot of anime. A friend of mine that I work with, a coworker, she went and she looked absolutely fantastic. She was dressed in cosplay. I want to say it was Naruto, and she did an absolute great job. And I thought she looked great, but she's into anime really big.
Yeah.
So
I tried to pull the clown top off one of the guys, and
die.
And let me tell you something, right? He had to have that shit glued onto his skin. Remember when I was trying to peel it off?
Yeah.
Because he had like a cloud bra.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
It was and he had the white, fluffy, looked like a goose. like a goose down dress on.
What was that? Do you know what anime it was?
I don't know, but it was.
He know. Riley know.
No, it was it was just literally like a cloud. That's all I can say. It was. Mike said it right. It was just looked like a cloud around his chest and a cloud around his thing. It was like a cloud bathing suit, pretty much. It was really weird. Yeah.
I say this: anime has come a long way from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
That's my era.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
You know, Dragon Ball Z is everything. I've watched Dragon Ball Z. You know, Majin Buu is like my everything.
Yeah.
I think he's like the best villain, and he's cute. Little Majin Buu is cute. So yeah.
He's on my computer. My computer has a sticker of Majin Buu. But there was a guy there who did the voice for like 4 different Dragon Ball Z characters, and I wanted to see him, but his line was so long too, and I was like, yeah, I can't wait in line that long. Again, we're trying to interview random people and stuff. I was like, yeah, I can't do that.
All right, so look what's coming up at my house this weekend.
Oh yeah, Friendsgiving.
All the fuckery at my house.
I gotta figure out.
If you don't make it, you know, from then on, we gonna have more parties in between. From there to my birthday, so we gonna have really good parties.
Sure.
So Friendsgiving. So let's talk about it. Is
your man bringing a world-class wrecking crew through there?
I don't know. What his friends are coming to do, but so Friendsgiving at my house, and consists of a full Thanksgiving spread.
Yeah.
So we'll have the turkey, we'll have the ham, we'll have all the sides, we'll have we'll have all the desserts, and then we'll have the whole bar.
Oh.
So, and good music, but this time we incorporated game night. So we asked that, if you have an adult game, because it is an adult night, we can play. Like, we have tons of adult games, so we're ready. Yeah. My friends are always ready.
Yeah, of course. How many of your friends are attending?
Well, I only have 3 friends. All 3 of them, but my family, a couple of my cousins will be there, as always.
Your mom?
No, Carol's not invited to this festivity.
Why?
Because we get wild.
Really?
We get wild. We talk about stuff. My mother wouldn't hang around with us anyway. She wouldn't last. It's not a parent thing. It's a
young adult thing?
Yes.
So the sexual innuendo and the adult content of the games may throw your mother off?
Yeah. And my mom's not into all that.
Because she handled the drinking and the partying pretty well the last time.
Yeah, she did. But she left. We gave them what you didn't know is we gave the older ones a time limit.
Yeah.
So after 8 o'clock, everybody, all the kids and all the adults had to go.
Yeah.
It was ratchet hour.
Yeah.
So, it really was. We put on, it was 8 o'clock. And we started the hood music, the party music. We started. We started that thing up.
You gotta stay young. You gotta stay young, man.
So last Friendsgiving,
you really get his father to DJ one of your parties. He's the blackest white boy you've ever seen on the turntables in your life, for real. A regionally respected. All those old cats from LaBeouf and Surf and Fletch. I mean, he's a regionally respected DJ.
Last year
DJ'd the Stevie B gigs, DJ'd all of it.
So last year's festivities, we had a good time. We had such a good time. People were by 12 o'clock. Everybody was hugging the toilets, passing out. Jello shots were still going, and people were still throwing up. My cousin Jasmine and I.
Yeah.
She was one of them that was throwing up. She doesn't drink that much anyways, but she drinks when we do. Do you know, me and her were up at 5 o'clock in the morning cleaning my house? Cleaning.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Still tipsy. We were cleaning. As we're eating. But we was there. We had a good time.
Tay Ray will be in the house.
You know my partner will be there. You know.
And I like Tay Ray.
Shantae will be there.
Shantae will be there. Shantae's on with her husband in Jamaica.
Yes. She'll be there.
Now, is your husband gonna come soon? Or
yes, she's working on it. It's been with COVID. It's been really, really rough trying to get them there, and they've been appointments and.
I mean, how tough can it be to smuggle some in from Jamaica?
You can't smuggle them in if you're married.
Yeah, you can.
You can. Well, she's trying to do it the right way so he can
stay. Yeah, of course. So, because if you got pulled over, right?
Yeah, he's going. He's getting.
No, but not in Bedford and Florida, they're not.
No.
Because we're gateway
she's
cities,
not in,
right?
She's not.
We have amnesty. What we call amnesty cities?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't live out in New Bedford.
But think about it, right? I know people that sail to Jamaica from Westport, right?
Yeah.
You can do that now. But if you have a decent sized boat, you know what I mean? If you got a little bit of money, a decent sized boat, You can roll into a Jamaican port, right? No, like think about it.
It's 1,700 miles away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not bad.
Well, no, I mean,
But you know, I know that she really wants him here, so she's doing it the right way. And
without question.
I respect her so much more in her patience. She has the patience of a saint.
Yeah, but to do one person, right? Like, say if I had like an uncle or whatever, blah blah blah. I mean, like, I don't think the cost would be that outrageous.
It's not the cost; it's the whole process.
If I'm not talking about your situation, I'm talking about like say if you really want to come here from Jamaica, because we have a great relationship with Jamaica. Now, try to come here from Pakistan, or try to come back here from Afghanistan, or try to come back here from Libya, or Baka or Iran, or wherever, you know. Now that's going to be a problem, right? That's going to be a problem because there's lots of landlocks in multiple countries.
Yeah.
Now this, like, you could shove, like my friend Peter Cabral, who owns the Cove, right? Or my friend Jamie Karam, who owns a beautiful boat. You know what I mean? They can take that. They can cruise in luxury down there, right, with the right driver, and they could conceivably put like a family of four on there and get them out of there. You would think, you know what I mean? Especially a place like Jamaica, right? Especially a place like Jamaica, which is touristy, right?
I love it. I want to go back. I think I'm ready to go back.
Now, did she meet him on one of your excursions?
Not mine, but she's been going on vacation out there for a couple of years, probably 3-4 years. So she did meet him while she was out there.
Cool.
And I love it out there.
When she goes on vacation, does he go on vacation with her?
He's there with her. When she goes there,
cool.
he's there with her.
That's cool.
She makes sure.
I wish that she...
and she goes...
that she doing it the right way for her. And she's a very squared away, hot shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. You know, she goes made a real great impression on me. But she's right for doing it the right way.
You know, and she has kids and stuff. So, you know, she wants to do it absolutely the right way. She wants him to be able to stay and not have to worry about...
Yeah, and not have to worry about...
deportation and all that.
Now, what's...
You said that.
Exactly, Eugene.
Sounds like Mike needs to be on the ICE watch list.
He probably already is.
What is that? I don't
ICE
know
watch is immigration, citizen entry, maybe. Something like that.
It's crazy.
It's an acronym for all brown and non-speaking English, non-white, we're going to bust your balls trying to get into this country. But for Irish bartenders in South Boston, we're going to look the other way and talk about how great the American dream is.
U.S. Immigration and Customs
enforcement.
Oh,
sure.
okay.
You know, and you know, but like I'm just thinking about like the logistics of it, right? Because, you know, if you want to rob a bank, there are better banks to rob, right? You want to rob a bank that's close to the highway. You don't want to rob a bank that's on Plymouth Avenue where there's 5,000 pieces of traffic. I mean, you know what I mean? So I've been watching smuggling stuff on cable.
Of course. Of course.
I'm not stuck on this, but what I'm saying is this, right? Like these human trafficking, these poor bastards suffer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
On the way. It's some modern day slave ship.
Yep.
I watched some crazy story about MS-13 smuggling people in and this awful woman from Philadelphia. But like from a place like Cuba is going to be hard.
Oh,
right?
they're watching people from Cuba.
They're watching people. They're watching people from Cuba. I would think Puerto Rico and Dominican Puerto Rico they don't have it because it's part of America, but Dominican, I'm expecting that they're kind of hip to it.
Yeah.
You don't hear about a lot of Jamaicans are happy people for the most part. Very poor, and there are parts of Jamaica that are very dangerous. Very dangerous. Where street gangs actually and politicians are married to one another. But I would just think in Jamaica, with the right person, with the right brain, I would think that some type of carousel of luxury like boats, I would think it would be easy to pull that off. Yeah. And know something, I'd do that for you if I had the cake. I'd grab her.
He's watched enough shows to know how to do it professionally.
So that's what's going down. So Friendsgiving is coming.
That's
is
Saturday.
Cam the Man allowed?
Of course he is. He's going to be there monitoring and talking trash.
You.
No, he's going to watch.
His eyes are always on his mother.
I'm sorry to say that his dad won't be there because I spoke to his dad yesterday and I asked him if he was coming down. He said I forgot to tell him. But his birthday is in like 2 weeks. So his father said he might be around that. So we'll probably get together and hang.
Sure. So Kim's birthday's in 2 weeks?
No, Kim's dad.
Okay, cool.
So, but the festivities will go on Saturday.
Saturday, huh? How's the jungle? How's work? How's
The jungle is the jungle.
Yeah.
It's getting ready.
Does your life? I would imagine your life would get crazier in the winter or less crazy.
It gets a little hectic in the winter. Well, this time of the year, maybe with all the main holidays, right? They come right after another. And working retail, it's just bang, bang, bang. There's no time in between.
No.
Only time in between that we get is probably like from, I want to say, not even Father's Day, 4th of July, and it's not really that big, but July till probably October. September.
Yeah.
That's our like rest period.
And I would think you guys gear up for back to school too a little bit, right?
We do back to school, but it's not as big as Halloween or Christmas or Valentine's Day, yeah. Mother's Day and Father's Day and Easter. So we get hit all in a row.
Yeah.
But it's been
how you handling the turn back the clock thing?
I actually been like really struggling, but
seasonal affective disorder. We're going to talk about that, man.
But
why are we turning back the clock still? Like, why are we turning back the clock? So this was a modern America thing to like. I mean, it was
because they can't give it up. Daylight saving time.
No, some people give it up. It is. In
some other countries, they do.
It was for farmers and being able to work on the fields longer. Riley, what do you think of turn back the clocks? I mean, we don't need to do this anymore.
It messes with
my
us.
parents said that where they went on honeymoon, they don't do it over there. I think it was like St. Kitts or something like that. That was like 20 years ago. But where they went, they don't do the turn back clocks. They said they tried it and they didn't like it, so they don't do it no more. So it's simple as trial and error.
But would that be difficult to stop?
In the United States, yes. Because
why though?
It's just been an ongoing tradition. It's just people have grown accustomed to it, and some people actually live their life.
So was putting people in stockades.
That's true.
So was tar and feathering people. I mean, when are we going to evolve through this?
I don't mind it though. Like,
you don't mind it?
I got used to the old time, right? So now I save an hour of sleep before coming to school. You know what I mean? So that's the thing I like about it.
What time do you usually go to bed? I can't see you going to bed early.
9.
Like 12 probably.
Really?
12. Like I'll get to bed at like 11:30, but I'll fall asleep probably like 12, 12:30, 1.
Really?
But then like school start, like I have to be up at school for like 9 or like that's the time I wake up. But I was waking up at 8 because I was thinking it was 9 and then I would get another hour of sleep. So that's what I like about it.
Now you wake yourself up, you're totally self-sufficient.
No. I use my alarm, but like my alarm didn't go off
That's
yet.
fine though, your alarm.
Yeah.
Your mother's not dragging you out of bed?
No.
When did that stop for you?
Probably in like high school, like freshman year, sophomore year, something like that.
Listen, my kids have been, it's the craziest thing. They've been on the same schedule since they were since they were born. Especially my oldest, his body is just,
just used to it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how quick you adapt to things. That's why it'd be tough. Like I've been doing this for like 19 years of my life, changing the time. Like how many years of your life? Like 50 something. You know what I mean? So it's
this is a strong movie to get rid of it.
It's stupid. It messes with you. It really, really does.
It does.
Like, because yesterday I posted, I really posted, like, it's 5:30. I feel like it's 9 o'clock. It's dark as all hell, and I'm in bed in my pajamas.
And the sunlight is good for people, man.
It's outside, a positive energy.
Outside is good for people. Fresh air is good for people. Just getting out there and seeing it and breathing it, man. That's.
Me and Birdie said it. We're like, we're gonna come here at 5 o'clock and it's gonna be pitch black, like when we're getting ready for the show.
Absolutely.
I leave in the morning. It's bright. I leave my job at 5 and it's like dark.
Now let me ask you a question. What time does the sun rise now?
I'll look it up.
I want to say it's probably like 5:30.
Oh, yeah, no, it's later now, right?
No, it's earlier.
Later. I think.
6:29.
6:29.
6:29.
Well, I'm up early, so I think it's right
So
out.
6:29.
What time you up in? What time you up in, Adam?
5:45.
What does Cynthia Purcell Costa have to say?
For decades, shifting the clocks during the months that have the most sunlight was promoted as a way to save energy. So she's saying that it's promoted to save
Listen to
energy.
me. I heard it was
What energy?
for farmers to work. Can we look up the origin of this, Riley, please? We dispel all myths and rumors here, okay? All that bullshit, conspiracy, blah 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 nonsense. We put through the ringer.
So this is what it says. The main purpose of daylight saving time, called summertime in many places in the world, is to make better use of daylight. We change our clocks during the summer months to move an hour of daylight from the morning to the evening. So basically to help you do more stuff in the afternoon because you're going to have more sunlight.
For farmers to work on their fields, exactly.
So my thing, it wasn't even established in America.
It wasn't?
Nope.
Where?
It says that
England.
it was established, and it said Germany established daylight savings time in
You
May.
must have been a powerful motherfucker. Say, okay, yo, hold up. Like this time shit. Like,
That's true. That's true.
Like this time has been going on for the end of all ages. But I'm a bad motherfucker from Germany, and I'm going to tell you no. This is what we're going to do.
It's been long going. It started by somebody in New Zealand, but it didn't get picked up until 1916.
Well,
And who said it was ways of conserving fuel? Someone of you said it. Ways of conserving fuel.
So that's what someone said. So
yeah,
this person said save energy. What I read was to make it more efficient during the daytime to have more daylight than.
And
yeah,
United States didn't adopt it until 1918. So we were last on board.
What was the second country after Germany to do that?
Europe, all of
Europe did it?
all of Europe,
Wow.
and then of course copycat United States because they didn't come. You know,
I hear, but it's very difficult to get Europe to agree on everything. But that's wild. What was the guy's name? That'd be a great trivia question.
George Hudson. He was a entomologist, and from New Zealand. He came up with it in 1895.
That's crazy. That doesn't make any sense. You're just like, hey, we don't have enough sunlight, so we're gonna turn back the clocks out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, he must have had to go to Parliament.
It's so
he must
funny.
have had to go to constitutional congresses and talk to them about it.
But this is funny. This is how United States works. Okay, so I just looked up what is the origin of daylight savings time. Sure. Okay, that's the first thing that came up. What I told you about it, Germany establishing it, and then we have why did daylight savings time start? You want to know the answer they gave?
What?
Benjamin Franklin came up with it.
Because the good old USA. Yeah, what's up?
So, like last year or the year before, one of the things that they wanted to do was cut out the daylight save, stop turning it back so that we could have more daylight savings for the energy. That was like a big thing, and then it stopped. Remember they made it go sooner than later.
Oh yeah, because this one is later this year.
Yeah,
it's definitely later on in the year.
It used to be the third.
So they're fucking with the dates too.
Yes.
Okay, well.
But they're trying to make it so that it's
long. Yeah.
I say we bust it all out. I say we just get rid of it. I say we just. That's all right. You get interrupt. We're used to it.
So the people. So I don't think there's anybody alive anymore who didn't deal with it. You know what I mean? Because it came up in 1918. So everybody alive now has gone through daylight. For the most part, 99% of people have gone through daylight savings.
0.9, yeah.
So we probably could. I don't know. Someone just maybe my age in a couple of years be like, or whenever people of my generation get into office, be like, hey, let's stop this.
I would like to see the movie of what is his name again? George Hudson. Going around talking to emperors and kings in Europe and convincing them
that's a good movie
to do it. But but intellectual thought was Laurie, get off the phone.
George, I'm gonna Google. How did George Hudson?
Yeah.
Do it.
How did George?
Maybe this is the reason for Curious George. How's that joke? No good?
I like it.
But imagine George, imagine Will Ferrell playing George from Australia via Germany, who comes up with this thing and how he sells it, and what a revolutionary concept it was. Back then, without the abundance of electricity, okay, it was probably a very wise thing to do.
I found it, and this is really weird. It says, in 1985, George Hudson, New Zealand entomologist, thought up of
What
the
is
modern...
an entomologist anyway?
I'll have to look that up, but he says the concept of... I think it has to answer this right here. Daylight saving time. He proposed a 2-hour time shift so he'd have more time after work hours for bug hunting. So I think an entomologist might be to deal with
bugs,
something with bugs. So that's like so weird how that started.
What, did we have an outbreak of malaria or something? I mean, what the fuck was going on with the bugs?
People who study insects. So he wanted more time to study insects after his work. That's why he did daylight savings.
And that's why he convinced the
So
world
I'm on his-
for bugs.
I'm on his.
Wow,
I'm
he
on
must
his
have been a
Wikipedia.
master fucking salesman, man. He must have been a master salesman for that guy.
He was an established like scientist, kind of. So
He was established.
He won medals and awards and all kinds of stuff, but he was an ontologist, and it studies insects, a branch of zoology.
Yeah. And we did this for fucking insects.
For bugs.
Oh God. When I look at, and I had some amazing teachers and some amazing history teachers, and they probably danced around a lot of shit. But what's that thing going on in Florida right now with people losing their jobs about it? Race.
Oh, critical race theory.
Critical race theory. Now, but these history teachers need to stop lying to people.
How are you going to teach history if it's false?
Like for real. Like you had me convinced that, America needed more food supply and demand, and we had to, increase our manufacturing base and feed a country, and that's why, people would be able to work longer because the sun would stay out. But now when I find out all of this is about a few instincts running around Germany, that's some shit.
He wanted
Riley, right?
He wanted to.
That's
It's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, he wanted to see the bugs.
Let's see some bugs. Let's see some bugs. Walk up Pleasant Street. Walk up Cushing Avenue, Bedford. Walk around the Taunton Green. Walk around East Main Street.
Oh my God! We really have daylight saving time because of
George
Hudson
And some bugs.
and some bugs.
And some bugs.
States that don't
Oh boy.
have daylight savings.
There's a lot of countries that
Are
don't.
there states that don't have it?
Yeah, Hawaii, most of Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean those other countries?
Yeah.
Those other countries of United States.
Yeah, those other countries.
Hawaii and Arizona.
Hawaii and Arizona do not have it. See, so how do you
I'm going Hawaii.
How do you arbitrarily pick and choose if you're going to do this?
They probably fought for that, and being that Hawaii's in the South Pacific, I think that their time zone is already special.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. Because
Yeah.
they're in a special it does not observe daylight savings because they're in the mountain time. So they're in a weird section. So I guess they figured out.
Who's in mountain time? Arizona?
Yeah, it says Arizona's on Mountain Standard Time. So they
I was in
West
Colorado.
Coast time, they're not Pacific time?
no. So they adopted it in 1918 and then they changed it in 1968.
Okay.
So they stopped it in 1968. So for about 50 years they had it.
Yeah, so their time.
Now, what about computers that are programmed to, does that become problematic for them? Like satellites and all this stuff? Like we have to have an aberration in our computer.
Well, you think about it.
You think about
Arizona is probably
the cell phones move now, TVs move
right.
now.
I didn't have to change anything in my house except
There you
for
go.
my stove and my living room.
I liked when he didn't have electronics. He'd be like, "Oh man, sorry."
You have to.
to.
You can't even say that now.
Come on.
I forgot to change my clocks back.
I remember when I was bartending, I took full advantage of it. We had a packed bar one time, and a motherfucker, I said, "It's 2:00. Not in Massachusetts. Not. I just went back to one. Let's go.
I went out.
Another hour.
I went out one Saturday,
yeah.
and it was like that, and we had another hour to hang out. Like it was cool that way. But
I like to present that case in front of a judge, like my cousin Vinny. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Eugene says it's GPS because the GPS knows you, which makes sense. You know what I mean? Like the GPS knows that you're in Mass, so so that's how the phone picks up. All right, this is his saving time.
Sure.
But it is weird. Like I didn't have to change it on my phone. Like one time I stayed up for it.
I wonder if
it's so weird.
Technology and programming issues with that in Arizona. Oh, maybe you can look that up there.
Because
any computer programming issues with the lack of a change of time there.
Well, like when I flew to Denver, once I got there, like my phone went like 2 hours behind than what it was once I like got in that area.
right,
Like
so
it knew. Like once I landed.
even Jamaica, same thing.
Yeah.
When we went
That's dope.
when we went to Belize, like my phone, like it didn't work for a little bit, and then the time just
How was
automatically.
Belize?
It was hot.
Hot.
It was beautiful.
I hear you.
It was hot. I got burnt crispy. My little black
How
ass
is the
got hurt.
quality of life around?
It's just like any other country.
But here's the deal. I'll get bummed out if I see a lot of poverty. If I see like kids like begging for money and stuff like that, like I that'll ruin my vacation.
I mean,
for real.
As a tourist, we really didn't go
I
that
don't like
far.
to stay on. I don't like to stay on the resorts. I'm one that likes
We want to go
around.
on. My husband does that when he goes with his friends.
I want to really see it.
He wants to see for what it is. When he went to Costa Rica, they
And don't get me wrong,
they were in the midst of everything.
And don't get me wrong, Costa Rica.
That's
a hot spot to go to, huh?
He went to the rainforest, and I will never forget. He sent me pictures and some videos, and they were in the rainforest, and they caught monkeys having sex.
Oh yeah.
just walking, minding his business. They were
How do monkeys fuck? Do you know how they do it?
from the back.
From the back, really?
Yeah. I don't know why they call it doggy style. I know dogs do it, but
Monkey style?
monkeys do it too. So monkeys do it every
I
style.
would think that monkeys would do
They
it
do it
every way
every-
human beings do because
They do.
mimic and copy human beings. It's crazy.
They do. They do the side stance with the leg up. They do it all that.
So this is funny. He said we got through Y2K 20 years ago. I think we can get through a phone to figure out if we're in Arizona or Mexico. I wish I was alive for Y2K.
Eugene.
When was you born?
Eugene.
2002.
You cousin number one. This is a comedy show. Do not take everything literal or honestly, okay? That we say here. I have to tell ex-girlfriends, current girlfriends, friends of mine, family members of mine. My brother would probably be mad about me telling them about in heaven about fur coat issue. My father would be probably mad at me about this. We have a thing called poetic license here. Okay? This is not 60 Minutes. You know what I mean? This is Mike and Mika. It's about sex, fuckery, and rap and roll.
Listen.
Like that? You like my new thing, my new catchphrase? Rap and roll? No? You like it? You feeling it?
There is rap and roll.
Yeah, we're not rapping and rolling.
So let's talk about
What?
my girl.
All right. Who? Kim Kardashian?
Listen, Pete Davidson must have a big thing-a-ling and know how to fuck because he is not an attractive dude.
My girlfriend loves him.
But he is.
Nah, he's cool.
He's funny. He's probably laid back, and I know that
got
he got.
Staten Island swag. Saturday Night Live. I'm fucking all the bitches. You know, I don't got. You know, I don't need that kind of money because I'm with the cultural elite.
Listen, he looks like he's just high all the damn time.
Because he is. But my girlfriend thinks he's hot. I don't know why, but she does. And
I
so
don't
does
know.
My friend Jade. I think.
Does that piss you off when your girlfriend thinks celebrities are hot?
Nah,
Really?
whatever. I don't care. He's a celebrity. Like, what are you gonna?
When you gonna see him?
Yeah. You're better looking at him.
Well, this goes to the conversation
He's
I
got
had
money.
with my husband the other day because he said something about Odell Beckham coming to Patriots, and I said I will be at the stadium at the Butt Crack Dawn waiting. He was like, "He ain't paying out the mind to you." I was like, "He'll pay all the mind to me, thank you." But no, like I don't understand the fascination. But maybe he is really a good person. And maybe he is a kind, but I think it's his dingling. That's what I think.
Ariana Grande dated him too. I forgot about that.
Right. So I think that it's...
The word's getting out.
I think so too.
He's hung like a horse.
Well, Bethany Frankel said some shit about him.
Really? Can we Google information about his penis? Riley, see if
I'll look that up.
Of record here.
Because I mean,
Rob Leonardo from Lisbon. Yeah.
I would say, what time is it in Lisbon, Rob?
It's party time.
Is it bon dia? Bon dia.
It's 7, so I don't know.
It is. I think it might be morning out there.
It might be, so 5 hours, I think, or 4 hours, so maybe 11, 12 almost. I'm gonna look up Pete Davidson.
But I honestly think
Pete Davidson's penis. And if we have any celebrity commentary on that, that would be fabulous. Oh, there you go. You got it right, bro. You got Mika. You're right on point as usual.
I'm telling you, because there's no way. Because there's no way in hell. Someone like Kim K, Ariana Grande, and all these models, find him super attractive and just flock to him like they do. He's got so many issues. Why would you want to take on that? Especially Kim. You already have a mental patient that's your husband. Why do you want another?
What does he have?
He suffers from depression. He's got all kinds of shit.
It looks like he struggles to sleep that
Yeah, he said that, Ariana Grande said that he had a huge dick. So I guess so. I don't know.
No, they talk. Let me tell you something about women. They'll find out who's got the big cocks around. Believe me when I tell you.
Bon dia.
Yeah, 12-19. 12-19. And
I don't gotta worry about that. But, you know.
12-19.
There are other ways to, you know.
But yeah, so I think that's where it lies. Maybe he is an interesting person. I mean.
1 a.m. in Lisbon.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. So, you're right on the money, Mika.
Oh, I mean, I'm a woman.
But what a fucking difference. Kanye West and this dude. Hey, I love that movie he was in.
Okay, so
Did you watch it?
Which one?
The King of Staten Island?
I did not.
Very good. You watch it? Pretty good movie, no?
Really good movie, yeah.
Very, no over technical stuff, no special effects, just like a real
story,
life story, which was crazy but very believable.
Yep.
And like the virtues of the firehouse saved his life.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Mr. Kanye, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so
What's up with the school that he's opened up?
First of all, I don't want to be a Gemini no more because of his ass.
Okay, all right.
Because he just he was on the podcast.
Why don't you do this? Why don't you go to Europe and lobby and tell them that you're a fucking you study bugs and you want to change the astrological clock? So I'll give it a couple of ticks one way or the other.
He just did a podcast with the rapper Noriega. They do Drink Champs. I don't know if you're familiar with Drink Champs. All right, so I watched that whole freaking thing. It was like 2 hours long. Yo, he is out of his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
Like, he is just wild. And I'm like, okay. And this is what people.
He's a funky motherfucker, though.
All right,
man.
but some of the stuff,
talented producer,
right? And he's so smart, and he's
too smart.
I think he's overly intelligent, but at the same time, some of the shit he says, I'm like, yo, I honestly, this is who people when you say
he's got
Gemini,
a conservative bent to him too.
Yeah, he has
a little bit of a conservative bent to him. I think that goes in line with the heavy religious influence.
That too, and the way he grew up being educated, his mother being a teacher. Sure. All right, and he was very
progressive.
Growing up, he was very clean cut. Like if you ever looked at him, he was always spot on as dressed, like nice and neat. Now I don't know what the hell he's going on with. The other day he had like fishing boots on and overalls and a yellow shirt. Like listen. Like so I am a Gemini and he is I'm not gonna lie, he is a true Gemini, but I like watching him, I'm like, damn, do I look like that? Am I that crazy?
Look at this. Like, what is this hairstyle, dude?
It's called patches.
What?
He did it himself.
I know.
He said he did it himself. So
you think there's some self-hate there? It's got to be, right?
Eugene said it best. He's a genius and a psycho at the same time.
Yeah, he is.
Well, time out. And Eugene's very correct, but let me tell you something. If you look through history, there's not much of a difference.
Yeah, there's not.
Between all the most noted geniuses are the most craziest. And I say this all the time, being a psych major, majority of my professors were Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Straight up, when I say Looney Tunes, my psych professors were
would you rather have an outwardly personality like than some type of cookie cutter?
I think that Kanye is really in tune with himself. Yeah. And when you're in tune with yourself, you really don't care And
See, I don't think he's in tune with
no,
himself. We very
not
rarely
into
disagree.
himself, in tune.
I know too. I don't think he's in tune with himself.
I do.
I think he's searching for himself.
No, I think he found his true self right
What?
in the midst of all this. The craziness is really him. He suppressed it for so long.
So Farmer Jeans, yellow hat, and fishing boots is Kanye.
That could be. He just don't give a.
I'm like, do you know what I think really is Kanye? I think it's the cardigan sweater. All right. I think it's how he looked when he was raised. Look at your formative years, right? Your formative years is that's where you find and define yourself. I think college dropout is Kanye West.
I don't know.
And then I think the money and the fame and all the other bullshit fucked him up.
No, what fucked him up the most is his mom's death, and that released all of this.
How did his mother
the
die?
Second. So when you hear his mother died, and you think some tragic, and not to say that it's not tragic, but she was getting cosmetic surgery.
That's right. It was a doctor, wacky doctor, flaky doctor, huh?
So it's kind of like,
wow.
Damn,
what type
sucks.
of cosmetic surgery?
I think it was breast.
All right, now listen to me. I've been awakened to this. Like, I was like so anti-cosmetic surgery, right? And I think I brought this up, Mika, with you, right?
Yeah.
But some women get cosmetic surgery not so people can look at their breasts, but that make business clothes fit better, right?
To feel better about themselves and certain things. Now, listen, I
know a girl that said she was really limited on some of the business wear that she could wear because her breasts were so small that she felt by bringing them up, like put a little life into them. And what I mean, like, this is the smallest breast implant increase I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen many.
We know, slut.
Okay, so, but I get it. Like, I get it. And sometimes with it, like, I had a cousin that used to run, and my mother told her at 16. I looked at my mother, she's crazy. She goes, she should get a breast reduction, Mike. I said, why? He goes, you know how painful and punishing that
Listen,
thing
my
is
niece,
running up and
the
down?
minute my niece had breast reduction the minute she turned 18 because it was so painful.
Yeah,
and
if you're an athlete, I get it. If you don't have big enough breasts, I get it. But if you're doing it to look good at the club, you're fucking nuts.
So let me share a little bit of my story.
All right, share it.
So I really considered breast implants. I went to the doctor and everything. I did it kind of secret. Didn't want anybody to know because if I was to do it, I wanted to do it secretly. But I ended up realizing my reasoning for my breast implants.
Okay, do tell.
I felt inadequate as a woman.
Really?
Because I was so small.
Yeah.
But then I came to my senses and realized I'm made this way for a reason. I'm perfectly fine. Girls are killing themselves to be my size.
Sure, yeah.
And have this. I realized that I am enough for myself. So, and I feel like I'm in a good place, you know?
Yeah. Now, let me ask you a question. When did you see the light?
It took me a while.
More importantly, when were you beating yourself up? And then when did you say, hey, you know something? Fuck it. You know, I'm made for this for a reason. I'm going to ride with it.
You want me to, I'm going to get real grit and real honest right now.
Absolutely.
When, at the time, he wasn't my husband.
Yeah.
He was my boyfriend. And I caught him chit-chatting with the same type of broad. Big boobed women.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just one or two, it was a couple. And I started to feel a complex. It fucked me up. I started to feel like, what the fuck? Am I not good enough? I'm not, like, oh shit, maybe I need breasts to keep my husband.
Sure, yeah.
And then I realized I was like, you know what? If he doesn't like me the way I am and that's what he wants, then go.
Sure.
So I'm gonna stay myself.
That's powerful, man. That's why we do what we do here. Okay, that's why we do what we do here.
I stay
And we need to cut that clip. What's the timestamp on that? Do you have
I got that. I'll let Zach know.
All right, good. So how, if you don't mind me asking, how long did you beat yourself up over it until you grew into the light and said, hey, you know something, fuck it?
I want to say maybe like 2 years.
Wow.
And I say 2 years because it just dragged on, and I just kept looking at myself in the mirror. And I just kept saying, what the fuck? I need bigger boobs. I need bigger boobs. Like, I'm like, what the hell? Then I realized that I didn't need bigger boobs. I didn't need any of that. You like me for me. You love me for me as I am now. I'm not going to change myself to conform to you.
Real love
accepts you.
Doesn't come through the vagina or doesn't come through sexual act.
Correct.
Real love comes from intellectual stimulation, mind, experience, feelings, emotions, attachments. I think also for me, during the time, that fitness wave kicked in. Yeah. Everybody was trying to lose weight to be my size, have the size waist as me. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they wanted the same, all the women wanted the same curves as me.
Sure.
They wanted, and I'd be like, the waist trainer, when the waist trainers hit, it was big.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why? Why am I going to change myself when these bras want to be my size?
So you're not self-conscious about your breasts anymore?
Hell no.
Okay. Take it off, Mika.
Hell no.
Take it off.
Not one bit. If you see, if y'all friends with me on Instagram, I am in love with my motherfucking body. Bitches can hate all they want.
I hear you.
I am 40 years old.
You hear that, bitches? You can hate whenever you want.
I am 40 years old.
My partner's feeling good about her body.
I'm 40 years old, and I look like I'm 25.
That's right.
So, I mean...
And looking better every day, kid.
That's right. I feel like I am in a better place now, body-wise.
Everybody's asking about, what's up with Mika? Blah, blah, blah. She's looking good, blah, blah, blah.
I'm feeling 40. That's what it is.
No, you embraced 40. Remember we talked about that? Okay, now that this train went off the course, big surprise. With seasonal affective disorder, it's real. Okay? It's real. When... Can we find out when this was diagnosed, Riley?
What was it?
Seasonal affective disorder. I believe I have the right name. But I see it everywhere now. I see it on social media. I see people walking around with it. I hear people bitching about it. Blah, blah, blah. I saw a mother pick up her kid from the bus stop over here with school, and she's walking with 3 kids. They all look good. She's a single mother. They're walking back home. And
what was you asking about it?
And the mother's pissing and moaning about not being able to get stuff done because it's not too early.
So acronym...
When was this? Where was this recognized?
In a DM, DMS5, and
I don't think it's been that long.
So it was first described in 1984 as a syndrome categorized by recurrent depressions that occur annually at the same time each year. So usually...
Now, did they test it on animals first? Did they test it on human beings? Was there a specific case study involved? Like how they grew this theory? Or were they just coordinating with hospitals and doctors across the country and everything matched up about
I think it was matching up because it was like usually like Mike comes to me every year around November.
Yeah, we are feeling depression, sure.
Did you ever have anything that went around down this date?
But to get qualified, and for lack of a better term, sanctioned by the medical community, you have to have trials and tests, right, Mika?
You have to go through. Yes, you have to have.
They try to poke 100 holes in your theory.
You have to have. So this is how to get diagnosed with anything.
Scientific theory. We'll go up. The hypothesis, right? What was the order of it?
Okay.
Do we remember?
Oh my God! Being a psych major, I should know this, but
yeah, I believe it was like the study.
So
the hypothesis was 2, I think.
So anything,
the hypothesis was your theory, right?
Yes. So the hypothesis is an educated guess. So it is your your theory. So when it comes to psychological, like this, the acronym for it is called SAD, SAD, obviously, and
great acronym.
Yes. It goes along with it. So, in order for you to be diagnosed with any psychological, anything psychological, you have to have a certain amount of symptoms You can't just go and say, I'm just sad.
Okay.
Like, you have to fit the criteria.
Like weight gain, hair loss.
Like I think of it as like my son's diagnosis.
Okay.
All right. So you can't just say that your son has, he doesn't focus.
Yeah.
You have to have like, doesn't focus, can't speak, blah, 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 blah.
Sure.
Don't make contact. Everything has to fit in.
Okay.
To make.
Sure.
To fit that criteria.
And
so
to get that
diagnosis.
And to get treated as such.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it takes a lot to get a diagnosis or a disorder into the DSM altogether. So they were studying this for a long time before 1984. So 1984 is when it went into the DSM-5.
Yeah.
It probably was in the original like DSM because DSM-5, which is just probably updated not too long ago, because they actually just took away like Asperger's from being in the DSM. They kind of like shied away from it being a diagnosis to just high functioning autism. So they were studying that for a long time. They had to been studying it for a long time for it to be established as a disorder. So 1984 is when it was established as a disorder that people actually suffer from.
Sure.
It's real. It's definitely real. And you know what's...
I think the last year or two, I think I might get a little slither of it.
So let me explain to you how I know it's real, because I'm not diagnosed with it, but I feel it.
Yeah.
When October starts to come around, there's a heaviness in me. I don't do well on the holidays. I don't at all. Not just because I work retail, but like in general, I just feel like the holidays are overwhelming. It's sad.
Sure.
The cold weather does it to me.
I have about Russian Christmas in one of my bullet points, Mika, is like, wake up. There's a lot of people around you that Christmas and holidays are painful for.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What? Painful. Painful. My mother died. Me and my brother slept through Christmas. You know what I mean? Like, just like slept right through. Like, they didn't want to wake up, you know? And it's a painful time for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the more it's pushed down our throat, right?
It's always pushed down your throat.
It always pushed down the throat. It's too fucking much already. Like, well, listen, when we were growing up, right? Lori, help me out here too if you're out there. I mean, you didn't see Christmas stuff before. You started seeing it the day after Thanksgiving. Am I right or wrong?
Correct. And listen, you see that shit now in August.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
I worked in a store where that was in
There
the back
are
of the
people going
store.
fucking bananas on my walk down here. When I'm talking about bananas, like the witches and the Halloweens come down and the fucking sleighs and the fat man goes up.
Why are they putting their Christmas tree up?
Just like this.
Like, I try not to put my Christmas tree up. I wait. But, you know, my son is such a big Christmassy kid that I can't wait. If I had my way, I put that shit up 2 days before Christmas.
I hear you. I feel you.
Because I'm not into that. And I just let him do it.
You get a real tree?
No, we actually just brought a white tree this year, you know, because it goes downstairs with the decor.
Yeah, right. So you have it downstairs?
We have it downstairs, cool. And we do have a Dallas Cowboy.
As a fireman, is you concerned about?
Yes, that's why we don't get a real tree.
Yeah.
And
why the false trees are safer?
The false trees are not any safer, but neither are the pines.
Yeah.
Flare up quickly.
Okay, yeah.
And so does the plastic. Yeah.
Tree, sure.
So he makes sure that you know him shuts off. We don't really even put it on until like Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So, and Cameron might be the one to go downstairs, put it on, and then he'll look at it, and then he'll shut it off. So that is one of the another reason why I hate this time of the year, because this is time of the year where fires are prone, where my husband is thrown, you know.
Yeah, no doubt about that too. So and like you fire, like he's a real firefighter,
right? He's not a fake.
If you're a firefighter in Somerset or a firefighter in, yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, you know, you get single family structures, you know, blah blah. You know, with like firefighters in Worcester, in Boston, in municipalities that are fighting, 6, 9 units, up a hill, down a hill, telephone poles.
And I'm not saying that, New Bedford is one of the busiest, but this is
New
the
Bedford
time
and Fargo would be the busiest. Sure.
But like, it's prone, and where he's stationed now.
Old buildings, old
Too
architecture.
too close together. Yes.
You know, that's what's going to happen.
And so, you know, for me, for me.
I mean, you can go to some place in Columbus Street or East Main Street where Riley's father grew up, and like neighbors, you know, could pass notes to one another on a 10-foot clothesline,
right? And that's
on a 5-foot clothesline. I mean, that's real talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there are neighborhoods in Florida where if one goes up, 5 are going up.
All right, so there was last year it was
and then you
Thanksgiving.
have all the outlaw apartments and the bootleg in-law setups in a cellar or in the attic and all that crazy. It's crazy.
Last year it was the Thanksgiving, and it was the frying of the turkey. Now you should not, and I'm gonna say this, and not because I'm a wife of a firefighter or anything, but you should not be in a tenement frying a turkey on a deck.
No,
you need space.
You're not even supposed to have a gas grill on a deck.
Yeah. Yes, in your backyard.
Laurie's brother is a captain in the 405 department, but you're not even supposed to. Gas grills on your decks aren't even legal.
No.
But people look the other way with it. You know.
Yeah. So that happened last year. You know, on Thanksgiving. You know, it's just a tough time of the year, and people don't pay attention. You know, when it gets cold, nobody.
Heat is home heat is another big problem. But and let's face it, okay? If you lost, it probably took me at least 5 years to even sniff the joy of Christmas after my mother passed away.
It takes it away when you lose somebody you love so much.
I mean, but now it's coming back a little by a little. And listen to me, it will get better. I'm not here to be like bah humbug and shit on Christmas.
I'm not saying that you'll ever find somebody to fill that void of your mom, but when you find somebody that makes you truly happy, you'll enjoy.
Being at my brother's on Christmas is very good for all of us.
Yeah.
Okay? Because we do have a nuclear family unit. You know what I mean? We do spend time there, you know, and that's great. But, you know, and I'm not trying to be, bah humbug, and I'm not saying the Grinch that stole Christmas. I'm not going to play all that jazz, but if it brings you joy, it brings you joy. But just do yourself a favor, man. Take a look around, right? And, you know, grab that friend, because there's a lot more than you think they are that may be struggling. He may be struggling because he lost somebody. He may be struggling because he lost his job. He may be struggling because he knows his family's falling apart. He may be struggling because he remembers his kids are certain way on Christmas and now his kids are drug addicts. There's a million fucking reasons why people can be hurting, and that the holiday, intensifies it. So just be aware of it, man, because that dude on the side of you might not be right. And maybe a conversation, maybe a text message or a phone call or going for a beer with them and talking. Maybe that might be the difference in, how he handles his day or not.
That's why I look at places like Facebook and stuff when some people don't have it like that.
Yeah.
So people bragging on Facebook, showing their tree and all their presents and all that. You know what I mean? That's enough. I only showed my son's reaction to his Batman.
People showing their 100-foot pool.
Right, and things like that.
People showing every time they go on vacation is 500 shots.
Listen, I'm not allowed to post anything.
With their fruity drinks with the umbrellas in it.
Are you hating?
That bullshit.
Are you hating on my vacation?
Because you only have 3 or 4 of them.
Are you hating? Because I've been on those vacations.
I know. But like that's what I'm saying. Like Christmas. So when I mentioned that, Riley, your eyes kind of pricked up. Did you have an experience like that you're talking about Christmas?
People just don't like. I get with you. Like people don't understand like what other people are going through. Everyone just expects everything is supposed to be like good, and that's how
happy
it's portrayed.
Joyous,
like Christmas is always portrayed as happy and joyous. There's like one or few movies where these kids are like they don't like Christmas, and by the end of it, they're happy. Like, you know what I mean? There's never like a bad ending to the movie or like showing you what's truly there. Like you said it.
Commercialism has brainwashed every Christmas movie.
Yeah.
You said it. Like it took you 5 years.
Christmas episode, the reality of fucking suicide.
Yeah.
How about a Christmas reality when the fucking house burns down and everybody loses their presents because you know what I mean? Having Christmas and an empty seat at the table.
And then you have you think of, I think of the movie The Grinch. How The Grinch Stole Christmas. They try to give that love feel for Christmas, but you still had that materialistic, You know what I mean? Like,
I think that one's pretty good though, because like it shows like the Grinch didn't like it for a certain reason, and then it uses Christmas to like.
He had no family. Yeah, you know, he had no family. They call me the Grinch, and at work they do. They call me the Grinch because I despise Christmas and all the shit that comes with it. And when I say shit, I mean the nasty stuff.
How about the religious component? Does that bother you?
No, it don't, because my mom and I was brought up in the church, so I say it all the time.
Should there be allowed to be a Jesus Christ nativity scene in Buttonwood Park? My answer is very simple. No,
because not everybody.
Separation of church and state is very important, and that's why it would not offend me by any stretch of imagination.
No, it wouldn't offend me either. But you gotta respect
another person,
right? And not only is that, but
there's a theory on that, Riley. At all?
There's a synagogue right down the street.
Well, yeah.
So it's kind of like,
sure.
You know, I'm not saying that they don't respect Christianity or anything, but just you gotta.
What's the Black Christmas? What do they call it?
Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. What do you know about Kwanzaa?
Kwanzaa isn't about gifts.
But Mika's gonna.
We're gonna educate it when it comes.
Kwanzaa, right now. Come on, can you want to drop it on me like in 30 seconds? Kwanzaa.
No, I have to re-educate myself again.
See, that's it. We tell the truth. We don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? And then you got Hanukkah, right?
Yeah.
And then what's the Muslim?
I'm not looking up all the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. So okay, let's get back. All right. So we hit the Christmas. So let's get back to Kim K and Pete Davidson.
Now listen.
I know. How did they meet?
They probably met through. She was just on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, so he banged.
And he kissed her in a scene.
I'd like to know how many celebrities got porked in the backstage of Saturday Night Live. I guarantee you the list is very long. Okay? I guarantee you there is a star-studded list of some freaks that I mean, come on. Saturday Night Live, what's it known for? Crazy parties, crazy drugs, crazy sex, crazy strong characters, New York City, after dark. I mean, it is the biggest small stage in the world. Would you agree with that? In the world.
So listen.
The biggest small stage in the world. Hold on, Mika. Saturday Night Live. Oh, I want to see the unedited biography.
The ones back in the day were better they were more explicit and like crazy back in the day.
You don't think Eddie Murphy, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, you don't think those, I mean
they were wild
Chris
back
Rock,
then.
Adam Sandler. You don't think those guys are banging on waitresses and
of course.
And banging on stuff? Of course.
Listen.
And God bless, because they don't get paid shit.
No, they get paid peanuts.
They don't make no money.
Until they move on. So her episode was actually really good.
Lorne Michaels who's the guy that runs it?
I forgot. I don't know his name, but they.
Look at the creative person. He's been with them from the beginning. I think it's Lorne Michaels.
But Saturday Night Live was great.
You watch Saturday Night Live, Riley?
Some of it, Pete Davidson did this thing like for Eminem, like he redid the Stand song, but he redid it in his own way. So I watched that. I watched some of the Adam Sandler stuff. Adam Sandler came back, and everybody was doing his characters and stuff like that. Yeah. So I watched that.
The nightly news
God! That
was made famous by Dan Aykroyd calling Jane, "You're an ignorant slut." Right there,
sweaty balls.
So Kim comes on Saturday Night Live,
and her episode was actually really great.
Really,
it was.
And she was snuggling up with the.
She actually kissed them in a scene.
Whoa!
It was Aladdin and Princess Jasmine on a carpet. So yeah,
so you think they had something going on before or after?
I think it was after. I think she realized that there was some kind of chemistry.
Because I read an article where she could see why people would dig. I think I used to dig. Yeah.
Oh God, my husband just texted me some sad news.
Why? What's up?
Ben Simmons would buy into the move to Celtics. I do not like Ben Simmons.
What, he's going to the Celtics?
They're saying he would like to, and he would buy in if he could.
I hate him so.
I hate him too. I hate him with a passion. Ben Simmons ain't shit. Keep his ass in. I don't want him here. I don't want him. And did you hear how they?
Need another head case, but I do think he's. I think there's some.
Did you hear who they asked for? Hell no.
We're not getting Jaylen Brown.
Hell no. All three of them. They want a Smart, Jaylen Brown, and another one.
Would you take a chance of giving him a Marcus Smart?
Hell fucking no.
For a world-class talent.
No.
Whoa.
He can't shoot.
World-class talent.
Hold on. I hate Ben Simmons. I don't think he's that great of a player.
I don't even know how he made it to the NBA.
But he's got great skills.
Yeah.
He's got great skills, and I think he's exactly what the team needs, because they need a passer to get the ball around. Sure. But I don't know if Tatum will give the ball to Ben Simmons to bring up the court. You know what I mean? Like, will Tatum give up those ball, and will Jalen Brown give up those things?
They'll probably bring it up.
I don't want him.
That's it.
I don't want him either.
I don't want him.
All right.
But they asked for so what happened was they called up the Celtics. They said
they got cricket.
They said
they hung up on him.
Hung up right away. Smart, Time Lord, and Jalen Brown.
Are you stupid?
And a pick.
Right. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Can you imagine? They really got hung up on. I would have hung up way before. Once they said Marcus Smart and Jalen Brown, he would have got hung up on, period.
Throw Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons in there.
Look, this is them. This is them on the...
No, what's going on here with these
That's
guys?
Kim K and Pete Davidson.
Like, how do you... Like, did you ever see a sex video? I'm going to tell you something.
It was terrible.
It wasn't as bad as Paris Hilton's. I don't think it was terrible. I think it was a 5 or 6.
A 5 or 6?
There was some healthy moaning and groaning
She
going on.
was terrible.
She was terrible. I don't think she was terrible. I mean, I thought the sound was good. That's what really gets me with the porn is the sound. like, you think anybody could get off with like no? Oh my God, Riley, we are having conversations that your mother's probably want to kill me. She's up. Okay,
How old are you, Riley?
so can I see pictures of them? So no, where are they at? Some club fucked up in New York City.
They was gallivanting. They was living there. They was eating. They went out to eat. They was on rides.
So they hung out all weekend.
This is some kind of ride that they did. They were holding hands on it. You can see right here.
So he's hitting that.
He probably is.
Good for you.
That's
Good
crazy.
for you.
I have more power to him.
14-year difference though, because Kim is 41. He is 27. So there's a 14-year difference between those two.
He's how old?
27. She's 41.
That don't mean nothing. After you hit 21, it don't matter.
Yeah, after minute 25.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so,
Hold on, and that young penis be getting it done. So you know
this old penis.
they don't work properly at Kim's age anymore.
Old timers out there, we still, don't listen to me. We still get it, right, ACR? You know what's up. Young penis.
The young penis.
Young penis. Never mind that tongue magic that us grizzled veterans have developed along the way. Right, Lori? You know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't. Okay. We handle the Crimson thing. What do we got? Jealousy. Has you ever been jealous of anybody ever? Like, I mean, what are we jealous of? We're jealous of money. We're jealous because their girl looks better. We're jealous because their house may be bigger, or their cars may be a lot flyer, or their clothes more expensive.
I think jealousy comes from...
or the bling that they have. Those are all material bullshit.
Jealousy comes from your...
I can see people being jealous of, you got a good family, and I wish that my family could keep appearances like that. But then you never know what's behind that wall either.
It's from your own insecurities when you project your jealousy. Right. Yeah. And behind closed doors, people don't know what the hell's going on.
Because Will Smith's got everything in the world, right? And this motherfucker, like his wife again, like with this red table talk, it's like, you know what's going to be called? Red table ruined my fucking marriage if it continues this way. Okay? And let me tell you something. This motherfucker's on there talking about how jealous he was of Tupac and that he could never be the man that Tupac was.
But wait.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
So listen. My thing is you just don't talk about your husband in that aspect either. Yeah. You just don't do. He's your husband, and I get it, but you don't put that. You don't. Regardless, you could talk about this behind closed doors, but to put out, no matter who you are, be a public figure or not, you just don't out your relationship like that. Don't tell everybody he's terrible at sex.
What, did she say that?
Oh my God! In so many words, she did. She did. She pretty much says that he.
Maybe she sucks in bed.
Right. He couldn't satisfy her correctly at some point and adequately. Can you imagine? I'd go home and I wouldn't have home if I said that shit on here.
No, Yeah, no.
She's saying on a massive, like,
Platform.
millions and millions of people are going to hear this.
With all angry women
That's
watching that
crazy.
shit. Let me tell you something right now. There's nothing more dangerous than a beehive of angry fucking 40-year-olds. Like re-examining their life and say, you're so courageous.
Listen,
You're so courageous, Jada. My elbow hasn't fucked me in 66 years. I don't even, well,
So wait.
how do I get it back?
Because she should have been telling him.
instead of telling the world, right? Instead of sleeping with,
Listen to me, women, teach me.
But
I'm an eager learner.
all right, but some men, you can tell them to their blue in the face and they don't listen.
Well, then they're selfish. Then they get with the fate that's coming to them.
So, I mean, it is what it is at that point. So she maybe she had, but it's not for the world to know.
But Will Smith was a star
And maybe he,
of the highest magnitude.
I don't know. He doesn't. He looks like he probably is boring in bed. He possibly
He's from Philly.
That don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it does.
No,
Let
it
me tell you
does.
something. You ever been to Philly? Philly is hard, rough, cultured.
All right, but that don't mean you're good in the
I
bed.
never met a boring brother from Philadelphia.
I'm not
so
saying-
who are those two guys that do that podcast? I want to get on here.
What, Jesus and Mero?
Yeah, no, not these about the other two guys. Gilly and the other
Oh.
one. What's their names? What's their names?
Oh my
I'm
God.
going to bat for you dudes from Philadelphia.
I
The
love
city
them,
of
though.
brotherly love.
But-
I'm giving it up to you right now. My man Gilly and the dude that did 15 years. Every young urban kid should watch their podcast. But I've never met a brother from Philly that don't have swag, toughness, culture that would be attractive to a broad. That's Jada. That's what Jada said. Not Will. And that's real talk. Hey, book me, 508-840-5625.
Listen.
I'll be the blackest white boy you ever went on there, and I don't even act it. What's their names?
It's Gilly and oh my God, they're
They're on
brothers.
Boston.
Yes,
They're hilarious.
they are. But I'm not saying lame at that. I'm not saying boring as far as personality or whatever. In the bedroom, some dudes who you think are banging, they are the worst and the most boring at sex ever. Let's keep it 100. I've been there. You ain't got to tell me. Dudes who you think are the GOAT in the bedroom are just a little lamb.
Listen to me. Listen, the same goes for these girls who think they're so
Just
fly
saying.
and spend $10,000 on makeup and hair.
Oh, yeah, and they're dead fish.
They suck in bed too.
Dead fish.
But Will Smith was a dancer, performer, entertainer, character.
It's Wallow.
I would think Wallow. Wallow and Gilly.
Gilly, they are
Wallow
funny.
and Gilly. One more time. I never made a brother from Philly that didn't have swag, didn't have style, and wouldn't get it done with the honeys. Wasn't tough, didn't have that grit. That's happening. All right? Call me. The Hurricane. Google me.
But
Skip the
seriously,
first one.
just because he's Will Smith and he has all this money and he's
He
all
was a dancer. He can shake it.
now that don't mean. Listen, I'm telling you right now. I did date a stripper, a male stripper.
Oh, yeah. Hope it wasn't your cousins.
Ew, no.
What was the name for those fools?
Urban Ecstasy, my cousin. Shout out. They need to come out of retirement. One more show.
Listen, I'll never forget. I'll promote that show.
Listen.
Mike and Mika will do a podcast before that show. Let's do a
Listen,
big
I want
effort.
them to come out of retirement, but they are like family to me, and I will never forget how my girls brought me to their show, and I didn't realize that it was my cousin.
Yeah.
And I was so mortified. I was so like, what the hell? I was like 20, 21.
That's funny.
And it walked in, and then my cousin in cowboy boots and a freaking cowboy hat. Like,
Yeah, I
what
can't
the
see
hell?
Phil with a cowboy hat and a cowboy boat.
Nino Brown was his name. Trust me, my family never let him live that up. Trust me.
All right. Teacher has sex. 16-year-old kid. He's in high school. She's a middle school teacher. I guess the campus is on the same place, right?
Mm-hmm. First of all,
She gets, hold on. We know this happens all the time. Okay? The age of consent in Massachusetts is 16 years old. Okay?
I'm going to need the city of Fall River to hold on.
Yeah, no, this is crazy. This is all night. This is all
You
night.
can hear it on here though.
This is all. This is
I
all
don't think
night.
you can hear it on the podcast.
No.
It's good.
But watch when the windows start shaking tonight when they finish the roads and there's 15 trucks going by. The windows were shaking, bro. I thought it was apocalyptic.
So they do night work over here.
Yeah. So let me bring it down to you, right?
Go ahead.
Guess what her sentence was, man? 15 years for consensual sex.
Statutory though,
That's
in some aspects.
at 16. Now let me ask you a question right now, right? We know we get some 16-year-olds that can manipulate a 34-year-old, right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's some fine young meat. Yes, there is.
But 15 years in a cage, Mika.
That's
and
her own
15 years
stupidity.
relation- But you don't think that's too much time? Come on, man.
That's her. No, it's her own stupidity. It's her own stupidity.
Mika,
And the climate.
we're talking about a cage, Mika. We're talking about a cage locked up
She probably
for 15
won't.
years.
She probably won't serve the whole.
No, this
15.
is Florida. And how about this? They smoked with 15 years probation.
Yeah. So.
On and above. After she does the 15 years. Okay? But you don't think 15 15 years.
You said he was 16 or 17.
16.
Yeah. So out there is a little different.
15, and listen to me, you gotta be kidding me. It's legal to fuck a horse in 6 states in this country.
Listen, but
Okay?
when you become a teacher,
But it happens
you sign
all the
on to
time.
protect children, not
I
be there.
guarantee you do 3 or 4 teachers that fuck students at Bedford High.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. Oh,
And
pretty sure.
I know the same with Durfee. It's been a problem for a long time. I'm not condoning it. I didn't substitute at the high school. I subbed elementary because I was smart enough not to put myself in that position as a 20-year-old or 21 or 22-year-old or when I was subbing. But it happens. But we're talking about 15 years in a cage. Now, go from that county to Dade County of Florida. Same situation. They charged the kid with the second count, the thief with the second count, and he's going to do a year in jail for doing the same shit. And this is a female. Usually they let the females get away with it. How much time did Pam Smart do?
what you mean?
The New Hampshire lady. Pam Smart was the one from Seattle.
Oh, that's the one with that had the kid and then
Yeah,
she came
the
out.
Samoan kid.
Yeah.
Was her name Pam Smart? Is that the
No.
right one?
Billy Fulau was his name.
Yeah. I just think that's a long time. Okay, where are we now with the countdown? FBI warns Jay-Z of a massive internet attack on him, his family, and his products and properties. And does Jay-Z have that kind of security around him?
He should.
Yeah, I wonder if they do.
I think so. Yeah,
I wonder if him and Puffy and those guys get that type of level of security where the FBI actually works with them. You would think they would.
I'm pretty sure that they.
Because if a terrorist were to get one of them, it would be a huge kill.
I don't understand.
Imagine Jay-Z getting his head cut off on Al Jazeera.
Right. I don't think it's that. Who would I hate on him? That hard and foreign country. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, no, they'll take it as a symbolism of American greed and capitalism, and that's what they'll do.
But he doesn't even listen.
No, I hear you. Let me tell you, there's a lot of guys that deserve to get beheaded more than my man Hove, but it is what it is.
You know that
What else we
that
got
orange
going?
creature that we know of. He needs to get beheaded.
Yeah. I don't know. Tipping etiquette.
Yeah.
Is it ever okay not to leave a tip because the service was terrible?
It is okay to not leave a tip if you really got terrible service. I'd leave no tip.
Not even a couple bucks.
Nope.
Because there's a busser that's getting part of that tip too, and a bartender.
Oh, they should have thought of that.
Okay.
They need to all work together. And
Sure.
their waiter or waitress,
Yeah.
they need to put her in check because that's the one that they see. And if
Oh,
she's
yeah.
disrespectful and if she's rude or the service is terrible, then fine.
When was the last time you blanked somebody on a check for a tip?
I never do that though.
Yeah.
Because I've never had, I'm very patient and
I've had some bad waitresses.
so like we went to TGI Fridays, and obviously they were short staffed. There was only like 3 people. There was the manager, a waiter, a waitress, and another waitress. She was on the other side. And it was, you know, it took a little time, but like I had patience. I knew that everybody's short staffed. When you work in, you know, restaurants and retail, we are short staffed. People are. So I actually told my husband to give a little more because she was doing the best that she could. But when you're just miserable and you're terrible and
you know how it goes down in Europe. They don't tip in Europe like this. That's a foreign type concept to me.
Yeah. But I don't mind tipping. I don't.
All right, we got one more thing. Travis Scott. Okay, now this is what bothers me about this, right? This is what bothers me. Somebody gets shot in Providence. The bar gets shut down, even though there's no history of criminal activity or shootings there. Okay? What does that do? By shutting the bar down,
they go to another one.
You know what I mean? Like I don't get that. Now, if it has a history of it, then I'm all for it. Okay?
You know,
now, like, how could this be? Was Travis Scott on stage screaming at people to come to him? Was he Riley? Talk to me about how it went down, brother.
So there's a lot of stuff coming out. Travis Scott saying like he did it wrong. But there's videos that not a lot of people are posting of him being like, yo, hold up, stop the music. And then he pointing out like, yo, security, come help this person, come help that person. So there is videos of him performing while they're like trying to rescue people. But there's videos of him, once he realized what was going on, be like, hey, stop, let's help this person out.
Because a mosh pit or a crush at a concert to the front is a fine line between that and people getting trampled.
Right.
So that whole venue or the whole concert, there was no seating, so it was all just one big like standing up general admission thing. And there was like 50, because he's like one of the biggest artists out right now, like probably just as big as Drake. Everybody, all the kids like my age, and I don't really care for him, but like all the kids my age, younger than me, love him. So as soon as they opened up the gates, because people are waiting there to get front row because they want to be front row to see him, people just start running. And then they start, one person trips, is just domino effect. And then nobody cares. They don't think anything like this is going to happen because it's like, it's a tragedy. Like, you don't expect this.
You know, I don't.
To get front row or to get all the way back there.
30 yards or 40 yards closer to some guy who's leaving in his limo going into his jet.
You know what's sad about it, though, is they're really like blaming him.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't control that.
He didn't control the security.
No, of course not.
You know, so like my thing is like
if he would have finished his concert,
he's offering to pay for people's funerals and stuff. Yeah, now you want to sue him?
Yeah.
It wasn't him. They want to try to sue anything.
They're going to sue the balls off. It's going to be like the Sioux Indians back from the dead with Sitting Bull in Houston. Every personal injury law is going to get paid. Okay? That's how it's going down.
And that sucks because
it does suck.
It wasn't him who said, hey, everybody, just do this.
Yeah.
You know? Or he probably didn't. He's up there. The music's so loud. And there's so many people. You can't hear.
He's in the zone. He practiced how long to do this? Like, they were there like a few hours practicing. Like, he doesn't expect these people to get trampled over.
Or get shot.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
like, he knew that there was a gunman going to shoot people. Or he knew somebody was going to inject something to somebody. You know what I mean?
Course, yeah.
Like,
it's happened at the Who concert, and it almost killed the Who. And it almost killed. I believe, look up the Who in Cincinnati. Concert tragedy. Who in Cincinnati. It was a terrible thing. I want to say like 9 dead, something like that. It was an arena. It wasn't a festival. It was an arena. Where
the outside custom entry doors resulted in the deaths of 11 people. So 11 people were killed.
And what year was that? Like 1982,
1979.
Wow.
December 3rd, 1979.
It's a miracle this thing still retains after what it's been through. It's Mike. It's Mika. It's the Biz. This is how we do it.
Peace out.
Peace.